This is Bray. Bray is a high school senior, a pretty active one. He plays golf, cross country, track, a little bit of basketball. He's actually looking for colleges right now for next year. He has a peanut and tree nut allergy discovered by his parents at only a few months old. In this episode, I'm going to ask him questions about his experiences growing up with peanut and tree nut allergies. My name is Mick, founder and owner of Mick's Got No Nuts, a company dedicated to making totally, completely peanut-free and tree nut-free protein bars that will be made in a facility that is free of peanuts and tree nuts. This is my show, the Nut Allergy Podcast, a show where I ask people in our nut allergy community about their stories, their experiences, either living with or living around peanut and tree nut allergies. Bray, my man, thank you for being on my show, the Nut Allergy Podcast. It's great to finally chat with you.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. I've been looking forward to this for a while.
Yeah, good, me too. So Bray, if I'm not mistaken, you have peanut and tree nut allergies. But before we get into that, I do want to learn a little about you personally first. So do you mind introducing yourself a little bit?
Oh yeah, no problem. All right, so I'm a high school senior currently. So I'm wrapping up this school year. I'm looking at colleges, everything like that. And I'm really into sports at my school. I do golf. I've been doing that for 5 years now, if you include my middle school years. I got into running like halfway through high school and started doing cross country. And now I'm doing my first year of track. I kind of run on the side, play basketball too.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
kind of a little bit of everything, you know? Yeah. Okay, hobbies. I like to cook. I'm pretty big into like nutrition and everything like that. I think like my nut allergies really like kind of awakened me to the world of nutrition and like what we put in our bodies.
Yeah.
I like the outdoors, hiking, fishing, all that good stuff. Yeah.
You are quite the athlete, it sounds like. I played basketball in college, but you did. Let me tell you, the fact that you run cross country, track, couldn't do that. So very
Oh, dude,
admirable.
it's
Your sport was my punishment. My sport's punishment.
I know that's what they always say, right?
Yeah. Okay, cool. So I appreciate you sharing that, Bray. And peanut tree nut allergies, any other allergies that you have?
You know, I'm not sure if this is everybody else who has like a peanut allergy or egg allergy or whatever, but I feel like if you have one allergy, you're gonna have a good mix of them. And like recently, I talked to my allergist about a month ago, and she said, well, looks like you've been allergic to dogs, cats, think like cockroaches. It's pretty gross. A couple mold ones, but I feel like that's kind of common. I have some like pollen allergies,
Mhm.
like Russian thistle and oak tree allergies, but I'm outside quite a lot, so it hasn't really bothered me. And then the cat and dog allergies, apparently I'm like super severe or something like that. But I've been around cats and plenty of dogs, and I've never had an issue. So yeah, mostly like in life, it's always about nuts and peanuts.
So a lot of like it sounds like a lot of environmental allergies, and animal allergies, but maybe on paper they're severe, but you haven't really experienced much issue, I don't know, in the real world. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, no.
Interesting.
Outside of like eating and just like eating
Yeah.
environments, I don't really struggle with anything,
Okay.
which is actually kind of a blessing because I used to have like sort of seasonal allergies, but now I don't. And the area I live in, it's like top five in the world for like worst places for people with seasonal allergies. And
Oh,
I'm
really?
doing pretty good. So,
Okay, well
yeah,
that's good. That's good. So just peanut and tree nut for food wise.
correct.
So do you know the story of how your allergies were first discovered?
Yeah, I do. So, around when I was born, like doctors would tell bearing mothers like don't feed your like as you go through pregnancy, don't eat the major like food allergens, and like first year of life, don't give them, like peanuts, tree nuts. I think egg might be in there too, soy as well. I'm not too sure, but I definitely know like peanuts and tree nuts. They'd be like, okay, don't give your child any of that. So that's exactly what my parents
Right.
once into my life. I ate this multi-grain bread, right? And sometimes like multi-grain breads, they have like hazelnuts, almonds. I've seen like even pecans or cashews snuck in there too. So they gave me some of this bread. I don't know like the exact details. Like, was it may contain? Was it like cross-contamination, or did it actually have like some nuts in there? I don't think it actually had, or I mean, it had to have, but I think it was like a cross-contamination kind of thing. So they fed me this like piece of bread. I don't know what was on it, probably like butter or jam or whatever.
Mhm.
And they fed it to me. My mom tells me, you're sitting in that high chair over there in the dining room, and I turn around for 1 second after giving you that toast of bread, and I look back, and you're like all red, and you have like hives, and your face was just like swelling.
Right.
And so after that, they took me to like the ER, and they found out that I had a peanut and tree nut allergies.
Mhm.
And ever since then, it's like gotten worse and worse and worse. But I think it's finally like kind of plateaued.
Define when you say it got worse, what do you mean by it's gotten worse? Like on paper, it's gotten worse, or you had other reactions that were stronger than your initial reaction?
So I've been thankful. I haven't had a single reaction like
Oh, there
since
you go.
then. At least, like through testing, I did about like three scratch tests, like between now and 6 months, year of age, about evenly spread apart. So,
Mhm.
like, anaphylactics is life-threatening, but the whole hive things, they gave me like antihistamines, and I was fine after that. But
Yep.
like after they did more and more tests, they found out, like, yeah, you're pushing anaphylactic. So now I just like steer clear completely.
And when did they tell you that you're anaphylactic? When was like that message communicated to you? How
I think
old
I
were
was
you?
about 5 years old, but
Okay.
even after like my 6-month-year-old interaction with the multi-grain bread, they still
Mhm.
told me to like completely avoid nuts. Yeah.
Okay. And do allergies run in your family, or do not allergies run in your family, or are you the golden child, the first one?
So actually it's pretty interesting. Yeah, there's quite a few people in my family with allergies.
Okay.
I think I have like, you know, like an aunt of a great great grandparent or
Oh, yeah.
something like that who has a nut allergy, and she's like 60 or something now. Cousins have like mild nut allergies, fruit allergies. Yeah, there's been a couple of pretty severe allergies in my family too. I
Mhm.
could think of two examples. They both had pretty early deaths from anaphylactic shock as well. Like
Really?
around my age, yeah. Like
Holy smoke.
17, or I think maybe 19 and 21 is when they passed. Yeah, so
Due to
there's
anaphylaxis?
yeah, there's been some pretty bad tragedy.
Oh my
But
gosh.
yeah, so it's not like common in my family. I say it's maybe like 1 in 15, 20 chance, I guess.
Right, not unheard of. Like, okay, yeah, your family member before had a nut
Right.
allergy. This is not surprising.
But I don't have any like grandparents or cousins that have like any severe allergies. It's just me that I know. And then like my immediate family, nobody has any allergies.
Okay. And so
Yeah.
no siblings. Do you have any siblings?
I have one, but he has absolutely no allergies, thankfully. So that's good for him.
Good for yeah, good for him. Like, what the heck, man? But okay.
Yeah.
So, God, that is a really interesting story about the allergies in your family. I'm very sorry to hear about your relatives suffering from anaphylaxis. That's a first for me. I've never heard that. Um, but okay, but no reactions for you, which is very good to hear. Knock on wood, nothing for you.
No,
Um,
not since then. Hopefully not.
yes,
Hopefully never.
right. Hopefully never.
Hey, real quick, if you have a peanut allergy or a tree nut allergy and struggle finding good sources of protein, listen up, you're gonna like this. I am currently developing a protein bar that will be peanut free and tree nut free entirely and be made in a facility that will be free from peanuts or tree nuts as well. We're currently in the R&D phase, but we're getting pretty close to the prototype. If a completely peanut-free and tree-nut-free protein bar made in a completely safe facility interests you, go to my website, micksgotnonuts.com, and sign up for the email list. Again, micksgotnonuts.com, and sign up for the email list to get frequent updates for when the bar will be released.
When do you feel like you really started to understand how to communicate your allergies? At what point did you grow up and like, okay, I actually understand how to communicate this nut allergy to other people?
All right. By communicate, do you mean like to friends and family and to like restaurants? That's
I
what you
think
mean by?
another way to think about this, yeah, like another way to think about this question would be like, what age do you think your parents felt comfortable letting you out into the world and not having to oversee everything, every single thing you ate?
Honestly, like pretty early on in life, maybe like 7 or 8 years old.
Okay.
Like I feel like by like primary school and elementary school, I was pretty like aware of my allergy and I never like ate anything from anybody else. I was kind of a germaphobe, like
Right,
don't
me too,
touch me,
actually.
like sanitizer on the hip kind of
It's pretty
person.
extreme.
I've always kind of been like that. But yeah, I feel like probably fourth grade, third grade, I was able to, go to a restaurant. They take me to the restaurant and my mom would offer, of course, my mom's so kind. She'd be like, "Would you like me to let them know about your allergy?" And I can't believe this, but like sometimes she still even does that for me, like if I forget or something like that. But that's pretty rare. I only forget like if I've eaten at this place multiple times. But yeah,
Yes.
around like 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, I would be able to like let the waiter or person taking my order know about my allergy.
That's pretty. I've talked with some parents, and when they give their answer, it's like I don't even trust them still, and their kid's like 20 plus years old.
Yeah, I know. I've heard about that. I listened to like about 12 episodes of your podcast.
Oh, did you?
No, I love listening to other people's testimonials.
Right. But hey, seven. I think if I had to answer that, I'd probably say like 10 to 13. Who knows what my parents would say? But that's pretty good. That's pretty precocious of you to say 7 or 8 years old. But then let's go back to school. So you mentioned elementary school, third or fourth grade. What memories do you have on how your elementary school growing up handled your allergies? Was it a nut-free classroom, nut-free zone? Were there kids bringing in nuts all the time? Talk to me about that a little bit.
Okay, so my school's actually been like pretty good. Like as long as I know, like um school district I'm talking about, they have like, lunch, cafeteria lunch, and it's always been nut free. So I could always get school lunch and not have to worry about it. But I don't think got school lunch till like sixth grade. In my elementary school, they had a nut-free table, so I was glued to that for a good like 5 years or so. And then finally in sixth grade, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna join everybody else.
Yeah, you took the leap.
Yeah, it,
How
it felt good. It was a good leap. Yeah.
how were the other kids with allergies at your school? How did they react to your allergies?
So there was about maybe like 10 people at this table as well. It was kind of weird. There was like nobody my age, but only kids older, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
So you could kind of see that gap where the different like practices that doctors did, like different like I don't know what's called, but dietary guidelines for mothers.
Yeah, I hear you.
You could kind of see that gap when I was growing up. I didn't realize it then, but like now looking back, I'm like, oh, that's kind of interesting. Yeah, but I do kind of get picked on about like, oh, remember you used to be on the nut free table, and I'm like, shut up, come on, get out of here.
Did now you said you were at the nut-free table, but does that mean that in the cafeteria or even the school as well, kids brought nuts as their snacks and meals as well?
Yeah, yeah, there was, peanut butter sandwiches, trail mix, all of
Right.
that. There was no restrictions, no
Okay. So
restrictions.
they gave you your bubble, but outside your little bubble, you did have to be conscious of what was around you. How did
Right.
that how did that make you feel? And then how did that make your parents feel as well? Did they communicate their thoughts on that?
They never like went up to the school board or principal or whatever and say like, hey, you should ban so and so ingredient from all the like snacks at school or whatever.
Hmm.
Maybe like I think you know how like certain classes like kindergarten they make cookies or gingerbread man or whatever. My teachers would be pretty like aware of my allergy and they'd be like, okay, parents, no like peanut M&Ms or
Okay.
nuts or whatever for decoration. Make sure it's like marshmallows and pretzels and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
And did your teachers knew because you told your teachers, or did your parents communicate to the school that, hey, my son has a nut allergy, can you just help look out for him?
So I'm not too sure how they do it, but I think the teachers like review all their students in their class and to see like if they have any disabilities or allergies of any of that sort. But early on, my parents definitely like one-on-one communicated to my teachers about my allergy and all that stuff. But like once we got to middle school, I don't think the teachers even like knew about it. So
Right.
yeah,
Right. So now you're in high school. Do your teachers even know about your allergy at all?
no,
Yeah.
not at all. Unless
Yeah.
I like tell them about it. Yeah.
Right. And how is your high school with nuts? Do you feel like you can tackle each day without much concern? Like you've learned to navigate it at school?
Yeah, once again, I attend the same like school district, so all
Okay.
the lunches are peanut and tree nut free, thankfully.
Okay.
And kids honestly, they don't nobody I mean, I've seen some examples of people like walking around with Blue Diamond almonds,
Yeah.
garlic, soy sauce flavor or whatever like that, but
Yeah.
mostly people just eat like Cheetos and sodas and gummy clusters. So I'm pretty
Yeah.
thankful like modern food trends trend away from nuts. But from a nutrition standpoint, like we should probably be eating more nuts to be honest,
Yeah. Right. That's where the
rather
protein
than
is.
like Cheetos or Doritos.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Like, I can't eat this, but I really recommend moving away from the Cheetos. Not good for you, but that's funny.
Yeah.
Um, so in high school now, you are looking at colleges. You're a big athlete. Are you looking to play college sports? This is more just being curious. Are you looking to play college sports?
You know what? That'd be great, but honestly, I feel like I've dispersed my skills and talents across too many sports at this point, where I'm like, okay, looks like college sports isn't an option for me. But I
Okay.
do want to play like intramural basketball. I'll probably join some sort of like long distance running club.
Okay.
I'll keep being active. I'm
Okay.
not gonna have the college drop off, you know?
Yeah. They call it the freshman 15, I think you put on, but I'm sure
Oh, okay. That
but
won't be me.
yeah. But okay,
Hopefully
so
not.
when you're golfing and running and a little bit of basketball, you said, what are your go-to snacks? What do you typically eat to fuel yourself, either pre-workout, post-workout, post-event? Talk to me about that a little bit.
Okay, snacks. Let's see. Within the last like 6 months, honestly, I'm not that big of a snacker. I focus like more on my meals, but
Okay.
uh, you know, just like this is really bad. Nutri-Grain bars,
Okay.
Made Good makes some good ones. I was eating Kirkland's chewy granola bars for a while, but honestly, I don't really trust their labeling. They're like allergy consumers read the label super carefully, and it says made on same equipment, and I don't eat made on same equipment anymore.
Yeah.
But just like pretzels, last golf season I would literally bring a can of beans. That's not for everybody, that's just me.
Yeah.
Or I'd like cook a sweet potato and start eating that on the golf course. But honestly, I feel like it's a lot of carbs for us people who don't have or who have like nut allergies. Beef jerky sticks are good.
Mm.
Like you could find those at Costco in bulk.
Yep.
Just beef jerky. Um, Trying to think of some other ones here, but I did hear in like your other podcasts, like boiled eggs are a good go-to for
Yes.
protein. Oh, another good protein one. Chicken pouches or like tuna pouches. They
Oh
sell
yeah.
them in different flavors. Oh yeah, I love those. Those are good. Or just like honestly, some sprouted multi-grain bread
Right.
that goes away too. Or a banana. It's
Yeah, fruit,
yeah,
veggies, yeah.
it's kind of
There,
rough out here.
like, yeah, the consensus is like there are options, but maybe not the most practical. Like the beans, that's a first. I've never heard of eating a can of beans. Like you said, the eggs. Maybe you might get some looks on bringing eggs on the bus or something like that. Um,
Yeah.
but you're right, like even past just like the no nut options, a lot of snack options will have that may contain label, like you mentioned with the Kirkland bars, where it's like I can't even trust that either, right? Hence the mission, right? Hence the Mix Got No
Right.
Nuts mission, and hence probably why you found me. Um, but so that was going to be my follow-up question. If those are kind of your go-to safe food and snacks, are there any kind of go-to restaurants or fast food places that you feel comfortable eating at?
All right, so there's quite a few. I live
Okay.
west of the Rockies, USA, so you're not gonna hear me talking about Culver's or Crystal or Bojangles, although I do love Bojangles.
Yeah.
But most of them are pretty good about it. Subway's good. Avoid the cookies and just wherever you go, let them know ahead of time, especially when they're making they're wrapping up your sandwich right underneath the macadamia nut cookies. McDonald's pretty good, avoid the McFlurries, although I've had those before. I was a bit riskier a couple years ago.
Yeah, of
Carl's Jr. is a really good one. Jack in the Box I've recently discovered, very good. In and Out, we love In and Out.
course.
Um, Also Chipotle,
Yep.
L&L Hawaiian barbecue, but it
Okay.
varies from location to location.
Yep.
There's like Mobetta's. I could list off quite a few.
Right.
Taco Bell,
Yeah. And
lots
I
of
think that
Mexican food.
I think that's a testament to fast food, at least for our perspective. It's like actually most fast food is probably pretty safe. You don't typically associate nuts, peanuts, and tree nuts with fast food options. So I think generally we feel pretty good about that, don't you think?
Yeah, it is. Oh, seriously, like I'm pretty thankful that I could just like pull up Google Chrome, look up Del Taco nutrition facts, Del Taco allergen facts. Just look at that, and I'll be good to go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. So that's fast food, but what about sit down restaurants? How do you tackle eating out? Y-
Okay, restaurants are a completely different story
Right.
because one second you're looking at the entrees, everything's going good, and then you glance over at the sides and it's like um, macadamia nut crusted ahi tuna and pecans in the orange chicken salad and all that. So I'm usually like uh as long as the nuts are confined to like 10 to 15% of the menu or just like the desserts or salads, I'll be good to go. But like preferably I would like a nut-free menu if that makes sense.
Right.
But yeah, I usually I've been actually calling ahead to see like, hey, would you guys be able to accommodate my nut allergy?
Hmm.
And then when I get there, I remind them again. And a couple years ago, I found these little like allergy
Oh
cards here.
yeah.
This
Yep.
one's in French, the back side's in French, and then this side is in English. So all it says is I have a peanut and tree nut allergy in bold letters, and then it says what will happen. I'll have a severe allergic reaction if I even like ingest small amounts. It says please use clean gloves, utensils, surfaces, frying oil, cookware, and then it lists off like which nuts specifically. But so far, these have worked really good. Like even overseas, like I've gone to, I don't want to sound too snobbish, but I've been to like French Polynesia and uh, even like Korea, Japan, especially Japan and French Polynesia. I had really good experiences there. Honestly, like maybe even better than here in the States.
Really? Can you tell me more
Yeah.
about that?
Like I remember Japan, this poor lady, I felt so bad for her. She was our waiter at this tonkatsu restaurant. It's just like fried pork cutlets and that's kind of their specialty. But I showed her this card in Japanese and she was like she brought it back to the kitchen. I usually have them bring it back to the chef to show them as well. And she just kept going back and forth, like asking, "Is sesame okay? Is is
Hmm.
tofu okay?" I'm like, "Yes, yes." She might have came back and forth like maybe five or so times before
That's funny.
she confirmed everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. So when did you get those cards? Now, I don't personally have one of those. I've heard them talked about. You're actually the first person to show me one. When did you get those?
I got these about 2 years ago when I was preparing for my first like international trip to Korea and Japan.
Okay.
My mother found them online, and so they come in these business cards. This is like feels like a credit card, that kind of
Hmm.
plastic, but they also send you printouts, and I kind of laminated those, and so they're like bigger, easier to read.
Hmm.
They're about, I think, I want to say $10 to $20, but they seem pretty new, and I love how they work. I even use them like here, even if they speak English. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And do you always bring that around? Do you have multiple copies of them too, or just the one?
Yeah, I have quite a few copies. You're gonna lose them inevitably.
Right.
So I made sure I had a couple.
Those are pretty cool. I mean, I might have to sneak one in my wallet sometime.
They're so
I
worth it. They're so worth it.
yeah. Feels like a open up the trench coat, like, hey, here you go. Don't ask questions, but I'm ready.
Yes.
That is funny.
Read my badge kind of
Right.
thing.
Yeah, flash, that's their pair, the FBI badge. Um, okay, cool. So traveling internationally, you say Korea, Japan, they do it pretty well. It sounds like they care. Restaurants here, you call ahead. And would you say most of the time they will accommodate? Have you had any negative experiences going into restaurants?
Most of the time they do a pretty good job, or they'll say like, "We're not too sure about you at this restaurant." I feel like I've been like super lucky. I've gone to like places where you like share the grill, like Korean barbecue or Japanese hot pot, where where there's tons of ingredients like sauces, oils, meats, vegetables, you know, pastas and whatnot, and you don't know like what they're putting in it,
Right.
but um I felt comfortable eating everything at those restaurants, and it's kind of funny because like the more and more I eat out at new places, I'm a big foodie, so I like trying like new places in my area and such. But I found out like a lot of these places have been moving away from like peanut and tree nut ingredients
Mhm.
because either like one of their staff members have an allergy, the manager, I've had one of the managers have like a severe allergy and or like their family members too. So
Right.
yeah,
We'll take it. We'll take it, whatever
yeah,
it
they've been
takes.
pretty good so far. But I've had certain times where they like downright turn you away, like, sorry, we can't serve you. Or I'd feel
Okay.
like uncomfortable. I don't eat at bakeries like at all, unless
Hmm.
I know it's peanut or tree nut free, which I've literally traveled like 400 miles just to try my first macaroon
Really?
from a nut-free bakery.
No way.
Yeah,
That's funny. But when you say they turn you away, I assume it's like, hey, we use a lot of nuts, probably not worth taking the risk, that sort of attitude, or they're like,
right.
no,
Yeah,
I really
it's
want you here.
no, they're kind about it. They're definitely kind about it. They're like, sorry, we can't guarantee this,
Yeah.
and we recommend that you don't eat here, which in one one light it's like, oh shoot, well that sucks. But in another light it's, hey, my favorite fast food restaurant's right across the street. I'll go get that, and then we could go eat outside of the restaurant, something like
Yeah.
that.
Okay. Yeah. And I assume your friend, when you say we, like your friends are pretty
My
cool.
friends are family. Yeah, my
Okay.
friends are cool about it, thankfully.
Yeah.
They're really big into like Mexican food, so makes it easy.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. And they don't give you a hard time. Like they get like, oh, Bray's got an allergy. We'll make sure he's taken care of. They're cool
Yeah,
about
yeah.
it. Okay. That's good. So you keep the card with you. What about medication wise? What do you typically keep on you? What about in the house? What's kind of your medication arsenal?
Okay, so I travel with an EpiPen. Like I won't eat anywhere that has possible nut contamination without my EpiPen. So like if I leave the house without my EpiPen, I'd be fine if I went to In-N-Out. But if I went to like Yard House or what's another, I don't know. I'm not, I promise you, I've never been to Morton Steakhouse, but let's just say Morton Steakhouse. I'm not gonna eat there because I know they have nuts on the menu, and without my EpiPen, I don't want to risk it. And actually, recently, after seeing my allergist like a month or two ago,
Mhm.
she prescribed me Neffy, and
Okay.
that got shipped like about a couple weeks ago, and they're just like pretty much they resemble Narcan, pretty much, the little nose inhaler
Yes.
things.
Yes.
I I wish I had one at my desk here, but it's behind the
Okay.
backdrop. But they're about like this big,
Yep.
and they're so light. It's crazy how light they are.
And you keep that with you with your EpiPen as well, or are you gonna use it as a replacement?
I've been using it as a replacement because it's
Okay.
like lighter, it's more like flex. You know how the EpiPen is just like a brick, right? Like I
Yes.
don't want to be carrying around this brick. It doesn't fit in any of my pockets.
Right.
Like if I wear a bag around my waist, it's gonna show a lot. But the Neffys I could just like, stick in my pocket.
Yes. Much more
They
portable.
fit easier
Yeah.
in a bag. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
for
much better.
sure. I actually don't have a Neffy. I have to really look into it. But you said your allergist recommended that or prescribed you an Neffy?
Yeah, she prescribed it to me.
And your allergy, I want to talk about your allergist a little bit. How did you, I guess, find your allergist? Is this the allergist you've had your entire life?
I believe so. I think she's been my allergist ever since I was 5-ish years old.
Okay,
Whenever I started doing the little like scratch tests or whatever.
right, right. And you have, I
Yeah.
assume, you have a good relationship with your allergist.
It's kind of been broken
Oh
ever
no.
since like the not like in a bad way, but just I haven't met with her
Oh,
before 2 months ago. I haven't met with her in probably like pre-COVID, so 5 years or so.
is
But
that more just because you didn't feel the need to go visit her?
yeah, I just didn't feel like the need to visit
Okay,
her because
that's fair.
she was predicting like, okay, I don't think this is gonna get any worse, and like an allergist can only do so much.
Right. Have you ever done allergy shots or any sort of even like an allergy challenge before?
No, I haven't. She's brought it up to me when I met with her recently,
Okay.
and it's kind of difficult because you need to. I can't be playing any sports, right, at the time, and yeah, you just need like 8 months off pretty much of most physical activity,
Oh,
and I have. Yeah, you just kind of sucks because you have to be near the doctor's office and everything like that.
I didn't know that about the challenge. I'd never done a challenge, and that's what they told you, that you have to be pretty inactive for a certain amount of time to even consider the challenge.
Yeah, because like if you come into contact, like you eat a nut and let's say, or like I don't know, they'll probably make me start with like 100,
Yeah.
1/128ths of a peanut or whatever. Like I might eat it and then not have a reaction for minutes, hours, maybe even a whole day. And then like let's say mid run or mid workout, all of a sudden you might just like react and it could be really bad.
Yeah, a delayed reaction. I've definitely heard of that before. I don't know how
Yeah, it's
what
it's
the
scary.
rates
Like I've
are.
heard 1 to 2 days. Like that's crazy. That is
Really?
such a long like yeah. I don't know how I don't know how people can can like even manage that.
Right, right. Well, yeah, knock on wood. I never had anything like that. It sounds like you haven't either. Yeah, knock on wood. But 2 days is
Yeah.
pretty extreme. But um, very interesting. So you keep EpiPen, and then you got the Neffy. Do you have anything else maybe in your house? Like I've heard like Zyrtec, Benadryl, stuff like that. Do you have as
I
well?
thought about Benadryl or Zyrtec, but I don't carry it around. I just have the EpiPens. Like if I get an allergic reaction, I know it's gonna be bad because I'm just super like cautious and everything like that. So I'll probably just go straight to the EpiPen and
Right.
like not try to mess around. Yeah.
Even though it can be a little daunting just to have the like, here you go, and we're gonna
Yeah,
stab.
seriously, seriously. Also, I'm so thankful for the Neffy. Felt like it came out of literally like nowhere within the last like
Right.
year or so.
Yeah, I didn't even hear about it until like I don't know 8 podcasts ago. I'm like, with Neffy, what the heck is that? So yeah, it's very new. So that's good. Um, and then you're obviously very big into nutrition, right? You mentioned that big into fitness, big into
Right.
nutrition. Um, I like to ask this question. It's like if you weren't allergic to nuts, what would be your like ideal snack? Like you mentioned trail mix before. You even mentioned to your classmates like, "Hey, I think you should probably eat peanuts instead of Cheetos," right? I always say like trail mix actually looks really good and really tasty, but I can't have it. Is that kind of a similar boat for
It
you?
does. It looks so just like, you know,
Easy, easy,
yeah,
right?
the M&Ms and everything like that. It's yeah, it just looks so easy, portable, non-perishable. Oh, one thing that I forgot to mention earlier,
Yeah.
like I eat sun butter. I know I heard
Dude,
some people like repulse at it, but
I
personally,
hate it.
I
I think it's gross.
yeah, yeah, okay, you're okay, yeah. I remember you saying that too, but I actually like it. And I've been eating the crunchy one
Oh, really?
and like literally just that and some honey on like 2 pieces of bread. Same
Is it
thing as
good?
a PB&J. It lasts a long time.
Interesting. Well,
Yeah.
maybe I have to try that because I have tried just like taking a spoonful and it's just the texture of something. It's really grainy to me, and I'm like, if that's what peanut butter is like, maybe I'm glad I can't have it because that I don't like that at all. Not good.
Really, that's good for you.
But
Okay, so
everyone
some
says that they love peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and everyone can says they eat peanut butter out of the jar. So, what do I know, honestly?
okay, stuff that I wish I could have though. Definitely Nutella for sure.
Oh yeah.
Once again, like I'm a big foodie, so Nutella's like definitely one of them.
Hmm.
Probably want to try a Reese's cup sometime. I know like everybody literally says that, but I've had the two different kinds of sun butter cups before, and they're actually like really good.
Oh,
I think one of them's made by um gosh, I can't remember the name, but they have a milk chocolate and a dark chocolate one. Dark chocolate comes in a red bag, milk chocolate comes in a yellow bag, and then I'm aware Trader Joe's even has sun butter cups. They
oh,
sell mini ones in a big bag, and then there's like two like treat sizes that come in a little box like this, but
yeah.
those are guaranteed peanut and tree nut free. So if you guys live near any like Trader Joe's or anything like that, go check that out for sure. And let's see, trail mix is actually one of mine too. Like the M&Ms, the chocolate, the raisins. I love pretzels. It
Yeah.
just sounds so, yeah, it's like a treat as a snack. And then
Yes.
another big one, I actually like, it's kind of on the topic of like pretzels and crunchy food like that. It's the little peanut butter pillows, like peanut butter filled pretzels.
Oh yes. Yes. I know
Yeah.
what you're talking about.
And then one more like weird one, it's boiled peanuts.
Boiled peanuts. I've never heard of that before.
It's a southern thing. Like literally it's just boiled peanuts with like chicken stock and
Really?
salt. I heard they have them at like gas stations, like in the South. Like
Oh,
if you stop, you grab a bucket, you just fill it up with peanuts, and then you hit the road and just snack on those.
interesting. Well, you know
Oh,
there are.
pecan pie too.
Oh yeah,
Go
that's
ahead,
amazing.
go ahead.
I was just like, going back to like the barrel you just mentioned. Like I know there are some restaurants. No, I think they're kind of being phased out a little bit, but some like steakhouses where there's peanuts like all over the ground, right?
Oh
And
yeah,
they
Five
just
Guys.
right, like Five Guys. And then there was a steakhouse near where I grew up called Logan's, and big old
Oh
barrel of
yeah,
peanuts
Logan's.
and peanuts literally on the ground everywhere. And then they bring peanuts. I mean, you breathe more peanut dust than you do
Seriously, yeah, our
oxygen.
worst nightmare for sure. Texas Roadhouse is like that too.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to say it's a shame. I get why they do it, because it is
Yeah, it's a
fun for
tradition.
98% of their audience, but
Mhm.
it does kind of stink. We're like, okay, we have to either walk on peanut shells or just don't go, right?
Right.
Um,
Um, yeah, that's definitely one of the things. Like diners, like especially American diners, have always kind of been difficult for me. Like I remember one time, I went to this diner that was featured on Triple D, which is Guy Fieri's like
yeah.
show. And I was so excited to get there. I was like, I'm gonna try the Reuben, I'm gonna get
Yeah.
the garlic fries. And I get there, I'm like, hey, I have this allergy. Show them the card. And they're like, sorry, son, we can make you a plain grilled chicken breast and some chopped romaine lettuce with croutons and oh wait, actually hold up. I don't think you can have the croutons. So we'll just put Parmesan cheese on there for you. And so that was my $20 diner experience. But actually, my local IHOP, such a blessing. Literally like 2 miles away from my house. They're
Mhm.
completely peanut and tree nut free.
Oh, nice.
And I I recommend other people like go check out their local IHOP to see if they're similar to
Mhm.
that. But I'm not sure if that's a corporate decision to make that IHOP like that or if it was the franchisee
Hmm.
because I do know a lot of their seasonal pancakes contain nuts like the
Yeah.
Dubai chocolate ones they had.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. I never thought about that before, but I do agree with the bakery comment you made earlier that I think most bakeries I think are probably off limits unless they are specifically nut free. I mean, they're probably everywhere, right?
Right.
Um, okay, so going back to bars. Now, selfishly, I want to talk about protein bars a little bit. So you mentioned before you had the chewy granola bars from Kirkland, is that right? Before,
Correct.
but then, have you
But
had
I've
any other protein bar before? Because, obviously, as you and I both know, they're just like no or practically no nut-free options. Have you had any with like a may contain label at all or none at all?
okay, so no, I have not, but I have had things that say may contain, but this was like a long, long time ago. Like I probably stopped doing that when I was 8 years old. Like I
Okay.
used to eat Twix, even M&Ms. So I do know what M&Ms taste like,
Yeah.
but I stopped after like hearing stories of people finding like whole peanuts in a bag of normal M&Ms. So like, okay, I'm gonna steer clear of that.
Yeah.
But no, I completely avoid may contain and I used to eat made on same equipment, but I phased that out in the last like few years or
Hmm.
so. And then recently I even like avoid made in same facility. Just depends how I'm feeling.
Right. And it's as you and I both know, like it's a shame that it's not even regulated, that you, the consumer, have to make the decision whether or not it's safe for you to have. And
Right.
unfortunately, this decision that we have to make is, well, we have to be uber careful. And so if there's any label like that, I guess we just can't have it, right?
Hmm.
It stinks. And
What
hence the
scares
mission.
me a lot. Oh, go ahead.
You say hence my mission, right? But you go ahead.
Right. What scares me a lot though is like the whole labeling thing is just not mandatory at all. So one product that doesn't say may contain or made in same facility, it could be may contain and it could be like made on same equipment and all that stuff,
Right.
which really sucks.
Right. Well, hopefully one day you'll have the protein bars that eventually I'll release. Who knows when? I have an
Seriously,
idea when.
yeah.
But it has been such a long process to get these ready, and I thought it would be quicker, and it's taken longer. But hopefully you'll be a customer one day, and hopefully you'll like them. Um, I'm sure you saw the update. I tried some prototypes a couple days ago with my food scientist, and they were pretty good. I think you'll like them. So hopefully I got some verbal confirmation that you'll be a customer.
No, I'm stoked. I'm so stoked.
Right.
But let's see. I'm not sure if you want to like leave this on the podcast, but I'm sure there's other people out there that are like, well, there's already nut-free protein bars, right? And yeah, that is true. I've actually made a whole like spreadsheet here that lists all the current nut-free protein bars on the market, and none of them are just honestly that good if you compare them to like any like even the lowest tier like normal protein bar, they just honestly suck. Like nutrient wise, they're always so expensive, or just like the the food, just like the quality of ingredients are just like horrid. But you said your protein will be whey, correct?
Correct. It will be a whey-based protein. So if someone's listening that has an allergy to milk, sorry, sorry about that. My
Or
audience is mixed got no nuts, not mixed got no milk. Um,
maybe one day you can make a micro protein
yeah,
bars,
yeah, right. Um,
or yeast protein.
well, Bray, this has been an awesome conversation. I want to leave you with one last question. If you could go back in time and change anything or do anything differently, would you, in terms of your allergies?
I think I would. When I was like less active in my latter day years of elementary school, so like intermediate grade, like fourth, fifth, sixth,
Mhm.
my allergist did ask me. I don't think she asked me personally. She probably asked my parents, like, would you like to do the food challenge? I think my mother asked me, she was like, "Do you want to do this?" And I was like, "No, it sounds like too much work," or it was just like too scary of a thing to do, right?
Mhm.
But I honestly like recommend more people do that because it gives you more like independence, comfortability, and you don't feel so like trapped in your own like kind of bubble, if that makes sense.
Mhm. Yeah. And I know that challenges are typically given to younger kids rather than adults. So would you say that if you're a parent listening to this and you have a young child, you would recommend trying the challenge?
Correct.
Yeah.
There's different forms of it too. Like, there's different plans of like everything, like, buying internet or software or whatever. But there's like ones that take 8 months for you to build tolerability to like one peanut. And then there's ones that take like 2 years. And the 2 year ones, although they take longer, right?
Hmm.
They're less like scary from what I've heard. Like all it is like this little, I think they put the antigens of, no, wait, that's the thing. Wait, is it? Okay, forget what I'm saying. But I think it's like the isolated protein of nuts in like a little tablet form. You just put it underneath your tongue and that's just like nightly, and that takes longer than if you like actually ate a peanut and then they like sat you down at the doctor's office.
Mm.
Yeah.
And then you just have to sit there and wait for who knows how long.
Right. You'd have to look into it yourself, and it varies from like place to place. Like I'm in a pretty urbanized area, so if you're more like rural, then they might not have such options.
Right. Gotcha. Well, Bray, it was an absolute pleasure to chat with you today. If anyone has any questions for my man here, feel free to post a comment. I know Bray will be looking out for them. But again, thank you. We'll get these bars to you soon, hopefully. But I appreciate you very much, and we'll be in touch.
All right. Yeah. Thank you, Mick. Thanks for having me on.
Of course.